Yo, check this out, man. It's been a pretty crazy week. Last episode we talked about how we getting started with my wife's salon and everything. So been a lot of changes. So it's been hectic week. A lot of crazy storms here in Florida too. It's been like either storming or super hot. It's crazy, man. But honestly, like the one thing that's really like on the front of my head is last night's Call of Duty session, man. Joe, you didn't have the pleasure to be on for that one last night,
Yeah.
but you know, we had a nice game of runs. I mean, a nice night of runs. I would say, man, we had like 4 second places, Quincy.
Literally.
We played probably like 5 or 6 games, bro, and it was like second place damn near every single game, man. It was a
So it's
rough
been
one.
a blender, man. It's been a blender. I haven't played much, but the games I have played are very, very similar.
Yo, the best part right now is like I see Quincy's little smile, dog. Like he knows it's coming. He's like waiting for it. So it's like you're like got the little smile, like, all right, bro. Look, I know it's coming, dog. Just say your little bullshit.
Go ahead and get that shit out the way.
Yo, man. Shout out to Angel and Ronnie, dog. Yo, they getting a lot of burn on this podcast. Real talk. I'm about to have to start charging them ad space. But anyway, yo, we was playing Call of Duty last night. Little quad resurgence. You know what I'm saying? We've been on that resurgence ever since they brought back Ashika Island because I was not messing with that Vandal. It was just whack, man. It's still whack and it's still there, but whatever. So we playing. I think what was it like the first or second game, Quincy?
Like the second game, yeah.
Like the second game, man. Like we're like the last team left against another team, and we're like in a building. And me and Angel die. Ronnie and Quincy's alive, right? So they're in the building. On the other side of the wall is the buy. So
Explain the buy, because some people might not know what that means.
that's true. All right, so in Call of Duty, basically, like the whole point is you want to outlast everybody else, like that's playing. There's like, how many teams? Like 20 something teams or something.
Depends on it, but 20,
Yeah, I
40, it
think
depends.
50.
Yeah, it depends on which one
Usually
you
it's
play.
like 20 something teams of 4. And you want to be the last team left. Like, you know, it's a fight. It's a war game. So everybody got guns and stuff. So you're just basically trying to kill every other team. So there's a buy station, which is basically like, it looks like like a big cash register almost. And you go and you can buy like stuff that helps you in the game. You know, like you can get a radar to show where everybody's at. You can get like missile strikes. And another thing you can do is buy people back that died. Like if your teammates die
yep.
and they don't have like any revive or nothing left, you can buy them and they just drop back on the map. As long
And
as
it costs a lot of money,
it
so
costs a lot of money, and the
you gotta
buys
have a
aren't
lot of
everywhere.
money.
Exactly, you gotta have a lot of money, and the
Racks.
buys aren't everywhere. So it just so happens, Ronnie and Quincy's on one side of the wall, and the buy is on the other side of the wall on the outside. So it's like, all right, bet. So we know where the buy is at. We look at the bread. Yo, it's 4,000 to buy somebody back, right? Ronnie got 7,000. Like for some reason, I'm looking at Ronnie's amount while Ronnie's talking. Like he's like, "Damn man, I only got 7,000. I can get one." And then Quincy's like, "Bro, don't worry, I got you." I look at Quincy's thing. Quincy got $37,000.
He says, "On me."
Yo, 37,000, and he needs 4,000 to buy a person back. Me and Angel dead. That's $8,000. My man could have a clean 29,000 left to do with it whatever he pleases. You feel me?
And y'all sitting there strapping up, wiping the sweat off your hands, ready to jump back in that game.
Yo, we ready. We ready. You know what I'm saying?
Ready.
It's like, yo, the other team is like on the other side of the building. So they're away from the bye. We got a chance to get the teammates back, regroup. We got more people than them if we buy everybody back, so we golden. It was like almost like a guaranteed win, yo. Yo, Quincy turns the corner, goes and hits the buy, and like you see his like little icon in the corner, and you see the amount of money he has next to the icon, right? And you see like the money's just going down, down.
Yeah, wait there. Like, here's we up next. We up next.
Going down. Yo, then he got like 5K left, like 5,000 or 7,000 left. Like, yo, like what happened? Like all his money's gone, but we still dead. And then Ronnie's like, yo, what's going on? Is the game glitching because you guys haven't come back yet? And then he looks, he's like, yo, Quincy, did you not buy them back? And he's like, oh, were they dead? my God, bro. Like the rest of the details I can't really explain because if you don't play the game like that, you won't really get it.
Yeah.
But needless to say, we died and we lost that game second place, and it just set off a terrible night of nothing but second places.
Nothing but second places.
Bro, I know a story is gonna be hilarious when I was getting out the shower and I see Yoda ask me in the chat. He just asked me, just writes my name. And I saw he wrote something before. I was like, oh, you probably wanted me to see that. So I'm getting dressed. I get dressed. I throw my Apple Watch on. And I look at my watch. It says 25 text messages. I was like, there's no way. It must be behind because Yoda just texted me before I got in the shower. And then it was the whole story. And that's why Leslie said there's so much to it. There was 25 texts. Yo, I just started dying laughing. And in that moment, I know how much it hurts, Quincy. I've done it before. I know how much.
Bro, the worst part about it, Joe, is that I was going ham. Like, as far as like, nigga, I had just wiped like 3 teams. And like in my mind, dog, I went to the buy, like, yo, I'm gonna just buy everything, throw a load out. We gonna have everything in front of us. I threw a load out. I had an airstrike, I had a UAV, I had everything, and did not realize these niggas was dead.
Teammates.
Except for the teammates.
Yo, and shout out to my homie Izzy, man, because like Izzy had the story before Quincy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You definitely took the crown though, dog. You took the crown, bro.
Yo, but walk us through your mindset, because you was there. You was there just like, let's see, what can I cop, bro?
Bro, that was my mindset. I was like, yo, I got 37 bands. I'm getting everything I can get so we can take these niggas out. And then what happened after that was even worse, because then I realized, oh shit, they're dead. Let me go back to the buy, and I got murked. Bruh.
Everything you could do wrong, you did wrong there. Hey, man.
Bruh, that was a fold if I've ever folded before, for sure.
Yeah, that was.
I will take that. I definitely.
Bro, like there's like a little loading screen in between games. Like once you finish, and the loading screen is like mad quiet, and then we're in the loading screen, and then Ronnie just goes, "Wow, man."
That's
yo, we
probably
were in shock, yo.
Yo, that was
probably
rough.
a runner up to the Michael J. Fox thing.
Oh,
bro, that
Michael
was
J.
rough.
Fox is a classic one. The Izzy one, I didn't tell you. Yo, shout out to my boy Izzy, man, and Edgar. They're from Wentworth, man. So like every time we play, like we just be talking mad shit and it just be mad funny. So we're playing the regular Warzone, like that one you don't even come back. Like if you die, you're done, and it's way longer. The map is way bigger. Like it's just way more tedious. So we're playing that one. Me, Edgar, and Izzy. Me and Edgar died like pretty early, bro. So like Izzy had to like find the money, you know, in the game and find the buy. Yo, he's looking like he was doing this for like probably like 7 minutes, bro. And like in a game, like while you're playing, 7 minutes, bro, that's a long time to be just dead watching somebody else's screen. You know what I mean? So he's finally gets the money. He finally hits the buy. We're like, yes, finally. He goes to the buy and he buys a gas mask. And then he starts walking away from the buy, like, all right, bet. And we're like, Izzy, bro, you ain't buy us, dog? And he's like, nah, I got a gas mask in case the gas start coming in, you know what I'm saying?
No, I ain't gonna lie. No. That's still worse because he knew y'all was dead. He knew y'all was dead. I didn't know y'all was dead, bro. That's worse, bro. That's worse. That is worse, dog.
You see how fast that finger's going, dog? Pause. You see that? You can see my face clear. Look.
You bought one gas mask, Quincy. You bought the Jordan 1 you bought a pair of Gucci sunglasses. You was chilling.
No, that was funny, man. Yo, the funny thing about playing Call of Duty, dog, is like it could literally be like one of those nights where like you don't have a good time playing, bro. Like you just get like there's certain games that you can lose and be okay with it. Like you was playing good, you know what I'm saying? You lost on some random, thing that you couldn't control. But like them nights, like bro, I'm telling you, last night we got nothing but second places. Like
it was
like
rough, dog.
Every game, it's like, bro, like we could have clearly did something different to win it. Like we always folded at the end, bro. And my wife always knows, like when I take my headphones off, like if we won or lost that night, you know what I mean?
You know the vibes, bro. When you're back to that loading screen and they have those 3 pictures and you're just loading, and you feel like those games that you're talking about were second place where you did something stupid to lose that shit, and it just sits like at the pit of your stomach. You're just like, damn, that shit hurt.
Bro, that's why I was like,
That
yo,
shit
last
hurt.
night was rough because we had that, and then like 3 second places after that where it was like, dog, we needed a dub last. I needed a dub last night, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel that. I be feeling like it's a waste of my time when I don't get a dub, bro. I just be looking out the window, sad.
That's when the new map came out. Les was like, but how many dubs y'all get on that shit?
Yeah, facts, man. I'm
no, the new map is terrible, bro. You have to live on those roofs, and the second you fall down, you're done.
It's just too, and it's not even necessarily like the map itself, or like really what it is, bro. Is just too much people, bro. That one, it has 70 something people instead of 50 something.
Oh, it has more people.
Yeah, it has more people.
Gotcha.
So like that's why like we be getting to the end, bro, and it'd be like 20 teams still left, and it's just going crazy. Like it's so crazy. It's literally blind luck, bro. Like there's no way. There's no way. I mean, obviously you can have technique. Like if you're not ratting, you know what I'm saying? If you're not just in a building, kind of like watching the corners and stuff, you're not gonna win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything is chance because there's buildings everywhere, there's doors everywhere, windows everywhere.
Yeah,
like
there's a million ways to get to where you're at.
Yep, and ain't no way to memorize,
watch every single
how everything goes. You know what I mean? Even just like moving to the next building, you're not even gonna know like how many doors there are. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's just too much, yo. It's too much.
I think there's a sense of reality when you're playing. Like there's no way a human could possibly just do all that.
Yeah, facts. That I will say this though, man. That Call of Duty, the last one, bro, it definitely was like the apex of Call of Duty till now. Like the one that dropped before this. What is this one? Modern Warfare 2? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
What was the last one? It was just called Vanguard. Vanguard was the one with the Fashion Nova right? factory, right?
Oh, Fashion Nova.
So man, that was like the apex, bro. Like that one is so fire that I be seeing now. Like when I be scrolling my social media feeds, like people are starting to just post clips from that, like just because they miss it so much, that they're just like bringing the clips back. Like, yo, remember this? And then like they're showing like old dubs on that map. You know what I mean?
No, I love it. Should be to Alcatraz. That's like the exact layout of Alcatraz Island.
So fire, bro.
And even like the jail cells and everything.
Yeah, when I think you were the one that sent that. When I read that, like it even gives you like a better appreciation for the map. You know what I'm saying? Like even just how much they really said, like, yo, let's make it exactly like that. So it really gives you that feel of like,
if you've never been there, you go play that map and you know exactly what the inside of Alcatraz looks like.
That's the, you know, it's funny you say that because I thought about that too. Like, you know, because you always think of being a guy like that, you grow up on them action movies and stuff like that. Like you just think like, dang, if I get dropped into Alcatraz one day, like I know the layout. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The Rock was a fire movie, bro. Nicolas Cage, Sean Connery.
Welcome to The Rock. Yep. That little nuclear gel thing coming out of the little banister, bro. Like that.
Yeah, thing, rolling to the edge of the ship.
Like, put me on edge, bro. Like no, like. Yeah, that movie was fire, man.
Nicolas Cage, yo. So is Nicolas Cage a goated action star?
Action star. It's funny that you say that, but now that you say it, I mean, Face Off, Con Air,
National Treasure were action movies.
National Treasures.
I'll give a little,
suspenseful action movies. Yeah,
that's kind of a little stretch.
Ghost Rider. Sorry, Ghost Rider.
That's like saying Da Vinci Code is an action movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because they running briskly.
Jacques Saunier did some action moves.
Who?
Jacques Saunier. I'm a big Da Vinci Code fan. I read the books.
I never read the books, but I love them 3 movies, dog. Them movies are fire, man. I always like when they throw in the history in it and kind of like a little twist and make you think like, oh man, that's crazy. Yo, it's wild. Just thinking about them movies and just the idea that like not even just specifically that movie, but it just reminds me of like, yo, who thinks of that stuff? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
with the Da Vinci Code, like all the stuff they pull from like real things and like how they weave it into like these crazy ideas that when you really
Mhm.
look at the history, like some of it is kind of supported. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just crazy. It's kind of like the thing where like the when the pandemic happened and they had like a pandemic movie that was kind of out around the same time, you know what I mean? And it's like it kind of follows the same
Hmm.
rhythms and stuff. And it kind of goes back to like something we talked about when we were talking about the deja vu and everything. It's like these things. It's like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Is it really something special, divine? Is it just these things repeat and it's just bound to happen? Like there's so many factors at play that it just makes your mind go crazy. You know what I mean? Like not go crazy, but it just gets your gears going.
I do, but I think what we've tend to forget is it's a factor in the odds of things happening, and like just like the Simpsons stuff. The Simpsons been on for like what 40 something years,
Yeah.
over 20 plus episodes for 40 years. All those guesses, they bound to get something right. Like the
Yep.
probability of
Hmm.
them finally getting something right is gonna hit, and it's gonna hit like one random big thing
I was about to
that's
say
happened
it's
in history.
crazy though because some of the stuff that they be getting right, it just be like
Yeah, the
so
Trump
far
one was the
fetched.
wildest one to me.
It's
But
so
Trump being
far
but it's
fetched.
president
kind of like
was
you
the
were
wildest
saying,
one to
Joe.
me.
Like if you just you know bring the topic in the air, like your mind is naturally gonna progress a certain way. Like you know what I'm saying. Like the latest one is the Titanic sub thing. You know what I mean? Like if you think, oh, what if we do something with like a small submarine or something like that? Like you know, naturally you're gonna go towards like, what if something happens to it? You know, it's a little
Yeah,
submarine. You know, it's a small crew. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just gonna think of that if you're brainstorming for a show. You know what I mean? Like, there's only two ways it could go. It's a 50-50. Once you get to the subject, it's a 50-50 chance that you're going to talk about what happened. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you said, Joe, like the odds are in your favor when, especially in those shows, like they're literally just trying
picking a
to come up
side.
with ideas and content and just
Yeah,
different spins on stuff anyway. Like that's their main goal every single day. Like, what can we, what skit or whatever can we do on this show
yeah.
that's going to make somebody look at it and be like, oh, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what I found out today, and it's probably a Simpsons episode. There is land that's being bought right outside of Vegas here, within 30 miles of Vegas in the desert, and it's going to be a spaceport,
That's crazy.
airport, but for space, and it's for space tourism, and for people who
What?
are going to take trips to space, and they're trying to do 15 trips a year.
Crazy.
They are building an airport to go to space,
I remember
and
when I was like I don't know, like early 20s, like when I was working at the airport and they kind of like unveiled like a concept cuz I was working not for Virgin Atlantic, but I was working with them, and they kind of unveiled this thing that Richard Branson was talking about where it was kind of like a thing where they would
yeah, I
take,
remember
like
that
you're
shit.
saying,
Yeah.
like little flights to space where they're basically what
Mhm.
they'll do is they'll fly at a certain altitude, then for
Right
a
out the
certain amount of
atmosphere.
time
Yeah.
they'll break the barrier, go up there for a little bit, then come back down,
Mhm.
and that would basically be like you're saying exactly that. So I wonder if they're involved in that at all.
Yeah, no, but it's nuts because I bet there's gonna be a Simpsons episode that's gonna drop, them taking tours in space like that, and they're gonna say, "Oh, Simpsons predicted something else." But eventually, all this stuff is gonna happen. It just the ideas they had came from progression of history and how things are evolving. So I guess that's what I'm saying. Eventually, people are gonna make the right. It's like Nostradamus. How much
Yeah,
shit did he guess? And
exactly.
he hit on some of them, but how much did he really try to guess?
And then if you got a very good grasp on psychology, and then especially you're in the early stages of civilization, I mean, just from the point of view of Nostradamus, it's like you're at a stage where there's still a lot of innovation to be had, you know what I'm saying, at the time that he was around. So if you're somebody that's pretty bright, you kind of see where things are going, and then you can
Mhm.
understand how in people's hands, all these advances are not necessarily going to be good because everybody knows that there's shitty people out there. You know what I mean? It's like, eventually somebody should, it's just like in the movies and stuff, like exactly what we're talking about. Like in the movies, they always try to build something and think it's going to be for good. and then the wrong person gets their hands on it, the world almost dies, and then they realize like, oh, we can't do
Mm-hmm.
this because it's too much, and there's somebody's always gonna try to mess it up. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's literally the same thing of like when you was in elementary school and you lost your recess because one kid was talking during class, and you looking at him like, bro, you literally prevented all of us from
That was
going
me, bro.
outside. Like
That was
the
that
whole
kid.
class, like none of us could play ball now, like just because you couldn't shut up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like all the stuff that be going on now, like, political, just you pick it, bro. It's always because somebody had to ruin it for everybody else, bro.
What's y'all thoughts? You just said political, and it just made me think of something. What's y'all thoughts on the transparency that we're seeing now as far as politics? Like, I feel like 15, 20, 25 years ago, it was very secret, like of what went on in politics. But I feel like now it's so public of how corrupt things are. What's y'all thoughts on that?
Social media.
Hmm.
I think that's the key difference maker. I think the openness about how it is, the availability of the internet and resources of information, and it's live. Twitter, and like I said, you look at demographics and you look at audiences, right?
Mm.
And you think of I don't want to get too into it, but Threads, which is the Twitter of Facebook, Meta. Um, People who have Twitter know everything quicker than anybody else out there. That's just that's the most real time you get. You only get a glimpse of your timeline live, and every social media outlet after that kind of just posts. I think then it's Instagram. I think then it's Facebook. TikTok is. I feel like all these apps have their own things, and I feel like Twitter was the first one to start putting everybody on to everything real time as it happened. Live videos before they got taken down, before they got censored. Protesting happened in other countries, civil wars in other countries, injustices, all that shit. And well, injustice here, the whole Black Lives Matter movement was live on Twitter, social media. I think that is what is a difference now, and that's why it's so transparent now.
Yeah, that definitely is the biggest thing. It's like, and it kind of goes to like the whole theme of like the podcast and everything, just to kind of really tell you where I'm coming from with this. It's like, if you just solid, no matter what's going on, you're gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about politicians, man. Like when you really look at what it is and like that kind of lifestyle and everything, it's something that it's an environment that's not created for anybody to be good. You know what I'm saying? It's literally impossible for somebody to. I mean, I'm not gonna say literally impossible, but the thing we were just talking about, somebody always ruins it for everybody, man. Like when you're in politics, you're in rooms of teams all the time, different teams doing different things. You're gonna have to get everybody on each of those teams on the same page as you, and really to see your vision for you to really carry it out the way that you want to carry it out. But it ain't gonna happen, bro. Like the people around you, some of them are gonna be greedy, some of them are gonna be lazy, some of them are gonna be questionable, some of them are gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? And those odds are just they're just not good. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just even think about your own regular everyday life, how many people you can actually count on, bro? Like it's very rare, few and far between. So imagine trying to find a whole bunch of reliable people like for the government and
Right.
stuff. You know what I
You know
mean?
what's what I just remembered. I was studying for this project management stuff, right? And the whole shift of project management is soft skills and like people skills. It's getting people on your side. That's really the only way you're going to succeed is in a team environment. And when people hating against you, it derails you. And it's funny because it says like the whole way you communicate something, like whether it's your plan or not, if you don't make these people feel like they're involved, they're immediately going to hate on you and they're going to ask whatever it is you're doing, no matter how good it is or not. And it's the way you communicate something. And I think that also plays a part in the person who's trying to make a change and make a difference. It's getting people involved to agree that it's kind of their idea too. And then it all comes together. And I think that's the worst thing about any political environment, and especially our politics, is that there's people who hate just to hate for no reason, just because they
Exactly.
don't fuck with the way a person did something.
And kind of we kind of went off a little bit what Quincy originally said, but it just still ties in too, because like even that transparency that he's talking about with the political parties and just with people in politics, it's kind of forced. They kind of have no choice because there's so many cameras and social media and things going on that they really have nowhere to hide. But also, what it does is show those flaws and show, where people's interests lie. You know what I mean? Like, if you really just kind of, the funny thing that people say in politics and stuff like is follow the money, but it really is what it is. That's what it is in everything. You know what I'm saying? And exactly what you're talking about, Joe. Like, even in music, bro. Like, music is really just as far as like achieving a certain amount of success, it's really just convincing one person that you warrant X amount of money to put your art out for the world to see. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like we're talking about with politicians to relate it to music. It's not skill. It's not,
Yeah.
how
You're
much they
managing
studied
people.
music. It's none of that. It's if that person's coming to the table with a team behind them that believe in them and a following, they're exhibiting what you talking about, Joe. They got them people skills. They have the ability to maintain an audience and make them feel like, hey, my cause is your cause, so help me propel to that next level.
Yeah.
That dynamic and that thing, that's something that just cannot be taught. It can't be transferred. Like, it's something that when people have it, bro, if you don't capitalize on it, like that to me is like one of like that's like a true gift. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
yeah.
to me,
That's a
that's like a
natural born skill,
true gift. It's not.
talent. Yeah.
It's and and I wouldn't even classify it as a talent, dog, because like it's like I said, bro, you can't teach that to somebody. Somebody could kind of pick it up and learn the little little psychology tips and tricks to kind of make it work. But if people just don't feel you off rip and just feel like, hey, I like this guy, I could get behind him, or I like this girl, I could get behind her. Like, if people just don't feel that from you, like you can't replicate that. You know what I'm saying? I know a
Yep.
few. Bro, I know a short list of people in my life that just got that kind of energy that like whatever they feel like they want to direction they want to move in, they got everybody's support for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that it's hard to find as a person, but it's also something that you cannot like you can't envy, you can't dwell on it, you can't look and be like, oh man, why is that person getting this and that and I'm not? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like everybody's not gonna get every gift. You know what I'm saying? And if that's not your gift, you know, you like I said, you can't chase that. You can't make it happen. It's like it's kind of like the Kanye thing. You know, he let his genius show, and he really like was not denied as far as like as an artist goes. But when it came down to like he wanted people to recognize him in a certain light and feel about him a certain way. It's like, bro, if people just don't feel like that about you already, you're not gonna make them feel like that. You
Yeah.
know what
You
I'm saying?
tried, but it didn't
Yeah,
work.
exactly. He tried to get everybody to look at him in a certain kind of light, and you know, he really wanted to be like, yo, like, look at me like this, because this is the type of person I am. And it's like, bro, you can't tell people how to look at you. You know what I'm saying?
I just
Like,
stopped looking at him at that point. Honestly, like I said, he was in my top. He got to my top 2 favorite artists, and then I just don't even listen to anything other than his old stuff. That's for sure.
yeah, with artists, man, like even like to tie it into like the whole Gunna thing, because I posted something again talking about threads. I opened my account today, and it's pretty dope, man. I like the option to have like a Twitter type thing, but not be Twitter, because Twitter just degraded so much, like with how the space is over there, that it's like not even fun, bro. So
Yeah,
like you know how it is, bro. Anytime a new
it
app
built a
starts,
new
got this
culture of
energy.
disrespect. That's for
Facts,
sure.
super facts. And now with that direct tie-in with your Instagram with the threads, it's like you can't really hide. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it people aren't really like trolling
Yeah,
slash like having, you're not able to have troll accounts the same way like on
but let
Instagram and
me ask
Facebook.
you, like I mentioned earlier, do you feel like I feel like the people on Facebook is a whole different group? Like the Facebook exclusive people. That's a whole different group.
What do you mean,
Or do
Lord's
you?
Facebook?
Nah, Definitely, it's a different crowd. But what I'm saying is, when I say Facebook, I mean literally Facebook from the point of view of you can't make like fake accounts that easily
Yeah.
on Facebook
Oh,
as
it
you
has to
can on
link to
other.
your real Facebook account.
Yeah,
That's yeah,
Twitter is like you can make
and to
like 30
create a
accounts.
exactly to
Yeah,
create a
okay.
Facebook account, you can't just make like a pair. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like
Yeah, you have to
you
get
know what I'm
all them
saying?
verified. Yeah,
It,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not
No,
it's
that
not
makes sense.
easy
All right,
to
all
hide
right.
behind like a fake account on Threads. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna
That
have
is
to
a
be your
unique
person.
approach.
Yeah, so I think that part of it is gonna keep it more civil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
So
Twitter,
yeah, so they gained 30 million plus users in the first day. So those are genuine users with
But
genuine
I mean,
Facebook.
yeah, but I also wouldn't. I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be real. This morning, I saw the app. Like I saw them talking about it, but I didn't pay any mind to it. But then, if you go on your notifications, you see 8 of my followers have sent out their first thread, and now you're
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh shit, what's going on with this thread thing? And so it's like the way they marketed it was genius. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
So the
surprised at all.
interoperability of that shit and the
Exactly.
yep.
convenience of it, boom. It's like,
It's
all
a new
right, fuck
place
it.
to hang out, man.
Yeah.
Anytime it's a new place to hang out, everybody want to check it out, see what's going on. You know, it
And they
always
already had
works.
the audience of Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And
And
so
when
it's
you can
like,
import all your settings
come
from
on, bro.
Instagram, like
It's
super
like
easy.
it's too easy.
When I'm back next month, I'm on that. Say
Yeah,
less. I'm
it's
on it.
dope, man. Yeah, man. I feel like Threads is definitely gonna be the place where the grounded show is gonna really live and thrive. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the perfect platform for it. But the reason
The
why I was
grounded
bringing up
chat is going to turn into threads.
facts, and the reason why I brought up the Threads was because earlier I had posted something on there just talking about like as far as like rap music, like actually dope projects that have come out, and it made me think about what you said, Joe. Because like when I look at artists, when I'm looking at you as far as like sonically, that's all I look at. You know what I'm saying? Like there's let's say certain things that I'm like it blocks you in my head, like, you know, if you're a certain type of criminal, you know what I'm saying, it was proven that you did something like super vile and you in jail for it or something, it's like, all
Yeah.
right, at that point I cut you off. But as far as like being, you know, you're not a real thug or you're a jerk in real life, like all those kind of details are irrelevant to me if the music's fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like with the Kanye thing, bro, if he drops music, I'm gonna give it a check out just because he's dope. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's dope, I'm gonna rock with it. I don't really care what he got going on.
Yeah.
As far as, like I said, as far as not nothing like crazy that's crossing a boundary, like as far as, you know, real harm that he's doing or whatever. But you know, it made me think about the Gunner project, because like that's like one of the projects recently that I've heard, probably in the last year, like one of the top 3 projects that I've heard that's like the dopest ones.
And
And
honestly, I haven't
actually,
stopped listening since you. That's why I remember you talking about it. And then when I was getting my music, I saw so much of it on there. And now even my boys in the other chat who don't fuck with that music, after I told them like they started listening to it more, it's like it's different. And I don't see it like that. I don't see Gunna in the form of his actions was make me stop listening to his music. There's certain artists I see that way, but Gunna didn't stop me, so I'm glad I started listening to that shit because that shit is actually really really good energy on that.
and the Gunner thing is curious too, and I'd like to throw it to Quincy to get his thoughts on this. But it's like with the Gunner project, the way, not the way I approached it, but after I really took it in and listened to it kind of like a different way, I was kind of like, all right, so this dude, you know, was in jail for a lot of months, you know, dealing with this trial. When you're doing that, obviously you off drugs, you know, you off of like that crazy artist schedule and everything, and you kind of, it's just you and, you know, you in jail, bro. So it's you and your thoughts, you know, your body's getting right, your mind's getting right. He got out of jail. I'm listening to the project. The one thing that to me stood out right away was no features, which is dope to me, because it was like, all right, he going through this whole thing where everybody's talking about he a snitch and everything, and you know, kind of like we've been talking about the street stuff, bro. If you ignore it, it don't even exist. So I throw that out the window right away. But just from the point of view of him, I'm thinking about it like, dang, so he just came right off rip saying no features, this is all me. And the way he was like rapping on it, and the way the songs were, and like the vibe and the energy behind it, like it really sounded like, because I always thought Gunna was super dope sonically, like super dope. You know, he would fall into that kind of like category of like people that's not really saying nothing, and it's not really any kind of serious music. But if you listen to it sonically, bro, he's a great artist. And
Mm-hmm.
this album, I felt like what he was able to do was kind of like clear up his brain and really like attack it in a way where he's like matching the the sonic ability with actually like what he's talking about on the album. You know what I'm saying? Because you could tell he was actually like trying to get a message across on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just funny and dope to me how like people looking at him like in the street sense, oh, now you soft or now you this type of person. But then the energy that he came with on the album and the way he was rapping on it, it was like completely opposite. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it was like I don't know. I really liked how he approached it. I like the sound of it. I always liked his sound. Period.
Mm.
Shout out to Matt, man. Matt was the one that put me on to Gunna a long time ago. It was like probably like a year or so after he really got like on the scene, but before he really took off. And
Mm-hmm.
Matt was like, "Nah, bro, he's super dope." And ever since then, I've been hooked. That was like around 2018 or something. But what do you think about that, Quincy? Like, I know that just from us hanging out, I know that you're definitely at least like a casual Gunna fan. Like you like the
Mm-hmm.
vibes, but just with the whole situation, how it unrolled and everything, and like with the new music, like how did you feel about it?
So I still have to give the entire album a listen. I did listen to a good chunk of it. I know that fuck you mean joint, that one before I even saw the video, like the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, that's hard. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, for me, just as an artist, as a hip hop artist, and as a avid hip hop listener, I mean, I just think that all of the clout stuff that people saying, like the snitch and all that stuff, that has nothing to do with the artistry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's like,
don't
bro,
get me
when you
wrong.
lock into the studio and you got the talent Gunna has, bro, like it's like the same thing that happened with Rick Ross back in the day, bro. They had him in a cop uniform, bro, like at a time where like you could not be anything but a super gangster, bro. Like that was
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
time in rap that even if you got punked, you're done, bro. Like
But
that
look
Yep.
at
was
him
it.
now. He's
And he
literally one of the, you know what I'm saying? Like, arguably, like, you know what I'm saying? You look at him on a Mount Rushmore
Yeah.
level,
and
not
and
like he's up
and
there,
not
but
even now, just
you
right
know.
after, like the whole cop thing came out, and right after he was still on their ass,
Yep.
like, bruh,
Hmm.
Hmm.
still Rick Ross. Like, it was
I
like,
mean, I just
wow.
think it's just, it goes back. We've talked about it before, man. That stupid street code stuff, man. Like, people try to translate that into artistry because it's rap and hip hop that you have to have this certain street code. And I'm not saying that I don't. I still don't know the situation with the whole Gunna thing because that's not my business really to know. But at the end of the day, man, like I know like there's a lot of people, bro, that will shame me for playing R. Kelly because of the stuff that he did. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, bro. The stuff that
Bruh.
he did is trash. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, you're not gonna tell me, a person that enjoys and loves music, that I can't enjoy and love music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, all my old mixes have R. Kelly in them, and I've been thinking about if I have to remove the track or not
it
before I post
sucks,
it.
yo. But it's
They're
like
sitting there. I
I
don't
get
know,
it from the
bro.
other side where it's like, oh, well, don't support him, blah, blah, blah. I get that, but it's like you can't tell somebody that loves music and everybody
Yeah.
that hates R. Kelly can agree that the man was a talented artist. Like
Yeah.
you
We don't
can't
fuck with
take that
Robert
part
Kelly.
from
We
him.
fuck with R. Kelly.
Exactly, exactly. So it's
Nah,
like all that aside, man.
R. Kelly's one I don't listen to. Is the I listen to the
No, yeah.
lyrics
Yeah.
and bro, when I listen to it from the point of view of like I know who he's talking to, bro, like it
Mhm.
There's a
takes me
bunch of
out.
people
But
I know
like I
feel the
said,
same
I'm the
way.
type of
Okay.
person, bro, that I'm listening to. I know every single word of every song I listen to. Like I'm
Hmm.
listening to it in depth. Like honestly, bro, that's why I'm not a Kid Cudi fan because I don't understand what he says, dog. Like he just be mumbling on the songs. I don't
Yeah.
understand what he's saying. It's a good vibe and everything, but I can't listen to it because I don't know what you're
Yeah.
saying, bro. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And to me, that's the thing with the R. Kelly stuff. Like it be too much sometimes, dog. I
Don't get
can't.
me
That's
wrong.
what
I'm
I think
not
we have our
like.
limits.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely my limits because the sexual joints, it is a little uncomfortable. But you telling
Yeah.
me, dog, I can't step in the name of love? You know what I'm saying?
That's the
Like
that's
you
the
tell,
crazy part, bro. Like
like
he
you
really
telling
Okay,
me.
be.
I wish, I wish,
Bro, you
I
talking
wish.
about, and I'm telling you, bro, you talking to a dude that my first piece of music that I ever owned that was mine, like that it's like, bro, this is mine. I went to like a when I lived in Texas, bro. We went to the thrift shop that was like in front of our complex. Dog, they had a couple tapes, right? The first one I grabbed was Space Jam, the I
I
believe I could
believe I
fly
can fly.
single, right? The second one
I
I grabbed was
used to
All for One,
think
I Swear.
that I
So those are
can.
my two, and they were tapes, bruh. That's telling you
Tapes.
how old I am and how broke I was, because tapes wasn't even really a thing when I was a kid, dog. It was just we was poor,
Y'all
bruh.
remember his track, "The World's Greatest"?
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
Bro,
bruh.
that is. There's
R.
people in
Kelly
my life
was
who know me
my
for that. How much I love that song. They know me
bruh.
just for that.
R. Kelly was the goat to me, bruh. Yo, my childhood. I'm gonna tell you right now, my childhood was R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, bruh.
Mm.
This
Dog.
Damn.
guy was a great judge of character there.
Dog, I feel like Ahmed, Ahmad Rashad, bro. You
Oh
ever
my.
seen that picture of him with his best
Yep.
man at his wedding, bro? It's O.J. Simpson
OJ,
Oh
and
my god.
who was the other one? Oh, it was Ahmad Rashad's. O.J. Simpson and Bill Cosby, bro,
Bill
was Ahmad
Cosby.
Oh my
Rashad's
god.
best man at his wedding. Like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to hear about that bachelor party. Tell you that much.
Ah.
But nah, dog, that was
No.
my whole childhood, bro. R. Kelly and Bill
Yeah.
Cosby, bro, and they both broke my heart.
It's rough.
Those were tough, bro. Those were tough
Well,
ones to deal with.
to tie it all back in, if I could drop my shit so we can wrap it up. I do have a bunch of mixes coming out. I have all my old mixes I found. I'm still trying to decide if I want to remove some of the R. Kelly tracks.
Hey, real quick, I know you dry and ornery, but let me get this in real quick.
Ornery.
For the Bill Cosby one though, for real though, like the R. Kelly one, I was a big fan, but it's not that serious. But the Bill Cosby one, bro, like he was like my dad when I was a kid, bro. Like that
Yeah.
Cosby show really raised me, bro. Like I learned life, like between like Bill Cosby taught me like the hardy stuff, and Nas taught me like the street stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And dog, when I found out that when that Bill Cosby thing went down and all this, I was like, oh man, not Bill, dog.
Yeah,
Not
that's
Bill.
tough.
And then it always makes me think
Not
of something
William.
from the show, bruh. Felicia Rashad. She was talking to one of the kids. I forgot exactly what it was about, but I remember the quote exactly, bro. She said, "The will is strong, but the flesh is weak." And I always thought about that. That quote always stuck with me. But when that whole Bill Cosby thing went down, bro, that's the only thing I could think about, dog. The will is strong.
was
but the
talking to
flesh is
him.
weak. Crazy, bro. Crazy. But my bad. What were you saying about your mix?
No, trying to decide if I want to keep R. Kelly on there, man. I have a lot of R. Kelly stuff on there, and just trying to like have that discernment and like, should I really care about that, or should I just put out what I originally made? Some definitely I'm still debating, but
Let's just say this.
think the
Let's
only
just say
thing
this.
You got to look at from that situation is this: are you gonna care about the feedback either way? If
That's
it
what I was
doesn't
gonna-
If it
I was-
doesn't matter either way, like if you're not gonna pay attention to, because you know the noise is gonna come either way. If people agree or disagree, it's gonna come. If you know you're not gonna care about it either way, do whatever Either way, do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? But just know the noise is gonna come either way.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's basically like if you're trying to, we not in the same, time as when R. Kelly was when you was doing those mixes. So,
yeah.
the audience is
the
different.
crazy thing about
And
the R. Kelly thing too, bro. Like, I've had this conversation with people before, and like people have really like I've had dudes like not come at me, but like have like a little side conversation with me, like almost like trying to like get me on their side about it. Like it's really serious to people, bro. And it's like, bro, I'm not looking at you no type of way. We talking about it, and I'm telling you my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Not y'all in particular, but like somebody else that'll try to get like reason with you about it. It's like, bro, like,
Yeah.
I know.
No,
the
to
facts.
me, if I could take it out and the mix still sounds good, I'm gonna do it. But if it doesn't, and if it sounds better with that, I might just leave it in there. So we'll see. We'll see how it
but I'll
turns out.
say this, man. It does go back to kind of one of the main points of this is that everybody's living their own life, bro. And just because I'm listening to R. Kelly in my free time and I'm not bothering you, don't bother me. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like
literally don't got nothing to do with
nothing
me.
to do with
if
it,
you
you know.
listen or not, bro. You might just be like in your room with your head in the air like this, right? And then you get 3 drops of honey, and then you put your tongue to the left, and you just go ayo, ayo for 3 hours straight when you're at home, bro. And I would never know.
Never know. Yep.
Never know.
That'd be a fun night.
That would be a pretty fun night, though. You think you you think you could live stream that and get like people to like catch on? Like you're
Bro,
just standing like
I've
that
seen-
doing that?
There's so
Every
much
night for
random
3
TikTok
hours,
live
bruh.
streams of nothing, of just people just sitting there. I bet you that shit could actually succeed.
Bro, do you think we could pay somebody to like every night for a week, 1 hour, do something like that? Like, but they have to like they don't get the money unless it's a 1 hour straight live stream, just looking in the air, 3 drops of honey. The noise, I don't even know what noise I did, so we have to listen to the playback to figure out the noise. But like, how much money you think it would cost to do
Nah, that'd be wild.
It's basically 7 hours, bro, an hour a day. 3 drops of
Yes,
honey,
man.
making a noise with your head in the air. How much money will it take you for you to do that?
Shit, I probably could find a crack. I could do it for $20. Yo, let's still looking like yo. You for real?
I ain't paying nobody nothing to do nothing.
Oh man.
Yo, but make sure y'all check us out on Threads, man, because we gonna get the discussion going over there. Feel like it's a good spot to have the podcast discussions and the scuttlebutt going. So once Joe comes back from his 1 month
Hiatus.
spell,
Hiatus, I'm back on
How
hiatus.
deep you in it? What's today? The July 6th. How deep you in it right now?
No social media. It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I deactivated the day after my birthday, which was the 22nd of June.
No social media, no drinks, and it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, no alcohol either. No alcohol. It's definitely I've been on a
Yo, there's no way you didn't do that on purpose, dog. There's no way. dog.
Yo, no. The craziest part about it is that I meant it in the most sincere way. Like, cheers to that.
Yo, no way, bro. Yo,
guy
you a
sucks.
villain, dog. You a villain.
Guy sucks, man.
Guy sucks.
Guy sucks. Yeah. It's not good. I'm on a mission to get my mind right, my health right. But only for a motherfucking month. Don't get it twisted. I'm back.
Dog,
We're back on
Joe,
it now.
Guy
Yeah.
sucks.
Joe just. Bro, you was about to start floating like Dalsim when you started going into that monologue, and all you see is Quincy.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Hey, you know what?
Oh my god.
Hey, man, catch us on Threads and stay butter.